In 2015, we left the rat race and went to the farm. We bought a 100-year-old farmhouse and 9 acres. After 3 years of extensive renovations, we can finally call ourselves College Hill Farm.
Welcome back to College Hill Farm. Today, we're planting sweet potatoes. Today, we're planting the perfect homesteader food, sweet potatoes. I have sweet potatoes in my basement that are 3 years old. They last a long, long time as long as you keep them dry. So today we're going to plant our sweet potatoes. Now the 3-year-old sweet potatoes are coming out, and probably the 2-year-old sweet potatoes are coming out of the basement. I have plenty of sweet potatoes from last year still. We're still eating on those, and we'll eat on them until these sweet potatoes are in. They last a lot longer than the Irish potatoes. So today I'm going to show you our bed. Remember, we did a bed. You can go back and see this in a previous video. Matter of fact, it was one of my first videos. You can see the sweet potato bed. I'm standing right here beside it, that we did for free sets. So all the sets in this bed didn't cost me a dime. So I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, here are all my sweet potato sets, and you'll see that there are plenty of them. So I'm going to be harvesting those today out of the bed and taking them and putting them in a raised hill that I drew last night with a tractor before I went to bed. So, or before it got dark, I should say. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to harvest these sets. Okay folks, here we are in the sweet potato bed. These sets, when you do them, you have to pull them up out of the ground. Now sometimes you'll pull up a whole sweet potato, but don't be afraid to do that. If you pull it up, dig a hole, put it back in, it'll put out more sets in a little while. I may have enough to do my entire sweet potato bed. It takes 120 days to do sweet potatoes, between 90 and 120 days. These sweet potatoes, it's June the 5th, I think. Yeah, I think that's right, June the 5th. October the 5th is our first frost date, or it used to be. Has anybody noticed that all your frost dates have changed? The USDA says mine is November the 1st now. So I don't know. Anyway, so I have 120 days to get this accomplished. So I'll go ahead and pull these out, and we'll go from there. I'll show you how to do it. Now let's focus down here. Now in this cup, I've just got some water. So you identify one of your sets, and you reach down and reach all the way down into the ground and pull it loose. And this is what you get. You get a little bit of root and then the sweet potato. And you put that in this cup with just a little bit of water in the bottom of it. And you go ahead and keep doing that. Up, see, I pulled up the whole sweet potato. See, it's got a new set coming right there, but this set's the one I'm going to use. And then I'll stick that sweet potato right back in the ground. All right. Weed. By the way, the plastic that I put down as my experiment for the year, it wound up not doing a thing. So I won't waste my money. It's just $1 on that again. Okay folks, I've got 3 cups full of sets, and the reason I use 3 cups is because that's how many cup holders are on my golf cart. So I use 3 cups. I'll go and put these in the garden, and I'll show you that in a minute. Then I'll come back and get more until I've planted my 2 full rows of sweet potatoes. Now, it'll take all the way to frost for these to make. So don't get discouraged and don't think you're wasting your time. It'll take 120 days. So I'm going to take these and go put them in the garden, and then I'll come back and get more until either my 3 rows are finished or my bed's expanded. Folks, on the way to the field, I stopped here in I guess you'd call it a hedgerow. I guess I don't know. It's a big weedy spot on my property with little bushes growed up in it and big trees too. I'm going to get my expensive sweet potato planting device. You know I don't like to bend over a lot. You know, I laid down to get my sweet potatoes, and you know, I use PVC planters and all that because I don't like to bend. Well, I don't like to bend to plant sweet potatoes either. So this is my solution. I find a bush. And here is my expensive planting device. I need to blunt these a little bit. See me, here we are in the garden. I'm going to take and show you how I do these. Again, I don't like to bend over. Now, I may have screwed up. I didn't want to put the tiller on and take it off and then put on the cultivators and take them off because I had the cultivators on. So I came through and just used the cultivators to tire this up. It had already been tilled once, and there are quite a few clods in it that may come back to haunt me when the potatoes come in, but I don't think so. I'm just hoping they don't. I'm going to show you how to do this. First, the first step is you take your cup of sets and you just start pulling them out and laying the individual sets broke that one off. Just lay them about a foot apart down the row. You don't have to be dainty. Now, that cup had 23 sets in it. So I got about 20 feet down the row, maybe 25. So it takes about 4 cups to do a row. So I'll have to go back and get 4 more cups. There'll be plenty of sets left in the bed. Now what you want to do then, once you get to the field, I didn't worry too much about it out there, but once you get to the field, you want to cut that stick to where there's not hardly anything sticking up. You just want that little groove, that little notch. As a matter of fact, you could cut the stick off and cut a notch in it if you wanted to, but you just want that little notch. Now I'm going to take you on the tripod and show you how it works. Laid your sweet potatoes all out on top of the hill. So then you just take your stick, move that where I want it. You take your stick, put it on the sweet potato, and then just push that baby right down into the ground until just the top of the sweet potato is showing. Here's the other one, here's another one. Boom. Again. Yep, didn't get on it. And those are way down in the hill. Alright, I'll go down through here and do the rest of them, and then I'll come back and show you what's next. Okay, I've got them all stuck in the ground. Last night, after I drew my rows, I made up a 2-gallon container of Miracle Grow. Now I know some of y'all don't think much of Miracle Grow, and if you don't want to use that, you can use straight water. But I use the Miracle Grow, and I just come back and I soak in each plant. I fill the hole where I pushed them into the ground. And then you just take your foot and seal the hole. You just push the side of the heel and it will seal that hole right up. And that's how you plant sweet potato sets. Now, tomorrow I'll come back with just water and water them first thing in the morning. And then again probably tomorrow evening. And I'll do that for like 3 days. And then they're done. You just have to keep the weeds out of them and wait. I'd like to thank you for visiting with us at College Hill Farm today. I hope you found our videos entertaining and or informative. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and comment on both Facebook and YouTube. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.